Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Bully Breakdown. My name's Daryl. I'll be your host for today. And today we're going to be talking about Kyle Reyes, a private citizen who normally I would not waste the time to make a video about, but I found his story particularly interesting. So I first met Kyle in a local Facebook town group with pretty strict rules about bullying, and people were having a discussion about heating oil prices that quickly devolved into a discussion about who people should vote for, and I simply offered up my opinion. So Kyle owns two businesses. He's a smart guy. He owns The Silent Partner, which is a marketing firm. He owns Law Enforcement Today, which is an online publication that's pretty highly rated. He's made several appearances on Fox News, Fox Business, along with other media appearances, and he even is a circuit speaker. So anyway, let's take a quick look at the comments. One is me just saying that, hey, if OPEC and Putin are controlling oil and putting the squeeze on American countries, anybody telling you how to vote for oil prices is a charlatan. You see that there. And then you see Kyle come in here. He's got his commentary. Liberal this, liberal that. Daryl, take your gender studies degree and go apply it to lattes and video games and anime. Well, I got news for you, Kyle. I don't have a degree in gender studies. I have an incomplete degree from University of Connecticut in mechanical engineering because in 2002, after 9/11, I stepped away from my college education to join the U.S. Army. So I don't have that degree. Sorry. Anyway, as we progress, and I'm sitting here going, who is this Kyle guy? I actually discovered the moment he became a bully. Here's a clip from him speaking at the Young America Foundation, trying to inspire young entrepreneurs and bullies on the come up about a time when he was in grade school that he thought he killed a classmate. Let's take a listen.
Well, here's what a dark place I was in at that point. When I hit him, his head hit the wall and he got knocked out. But I was in a dark place and I thought I killed him. So I did what I think anybody would have done in that situation. I dragged his body into the band closet and I covered him in trombones and saxophones. And then I went back into the play, into rehearsal. So he came out about an hour later, and it was like I had just seen Jesus rise, you know? And a couple days later, he asked me, he didn't report me, didn't say a word. I think he was scared of me. I think I was scared of myself at that point because I had all of a sudden just become a killer. And he said, "What were you thinking?" I woke up in the band closet. I said, "Oh, I thought you were dead." And after that, I must have had a reputation or something because nobody messed with me. Senior year in high school.
So, that was the moment Kyle Reyes became a bully because nobody messed with him after that. And here he is talking to a bunch of young kids. Real inspiring, trying to establish rapport by telling everybody what a big tough guy you are. So anyway, another thing I discovered about Kyle, looking at his public figure page and stuff on social media, is that he is involved in heading up something called One More Mission, which is a poll watcher, not a poll worker, a poll watcher movement where people can show up to polls to make sure that Democrats ain't cheating. Because Kyle's a Republican, and if he thought Republicans were cheating, I'm sure he'd just do an article on it and call it out for what it is. So anyway, that's him stepping up his bullying to the next level. Let's have people standing around, retired veterans and police officers, and, amassing at the polls so we can be watching for them cheaters and them immigrants or something like that. So anyway, here's a little screenshot of Kyle talking about how he's saving America with this. What you working on today, Kyle? Oh, just saving America. Big shout out to the Epic Times for covering our latest initiative called Operation One More Mission. So I did some digging around on this mission. So the One More Mission, who's that funded by? Oh, let's just take a look at this Yahoo News article. Oh my. It's funded by the America Project, which is run by Michael Flynn and Joseph Flynn and Patrick Byrne, previous CEO of Overstock.com. Anybody know who Michael Flynn is? The pardoned yet convicted who lied to the FBI, former national security advisor, former U.S. Army general, who is going around the country on a speaking tour saying that there should be no separation of church and state, and the church should control the state, who also pled the Fifth to when asked if he believed in a peaceful transition of power, right? Let's check the clips on that. We'll go with the church one first. Here we go.
There's no church. There's no separation of church and state.
Right.
The church and state are one. It's
Yes.
one. It really is. And then,
No, church and state aren't one. No, there's separation of church and state. It's the Establishment Clause of the Constitution. Oof. Let's check out him pleading the fifth.
Do you believe the violence on January 6th was justified morally?
take the fifth.
You believe the
fifth.
violence on January 6th was justified legally?
Fifth.
The fifth.
General Flynn, do you believe in the peaceful transition of power in the United States of America?
The fifth.
Oh, the fifth. So yeah. So Michael Flynn ain't no patriot, ain't no friend of democracy. Matter of fact, I can't think of anything in our society that does more damage to the sanctity of the Constitution and the wonderful democratic institutions in this beautiful experiment we've been conducting for the last 250 years in choice and freedom. So, to quote Kyle, as he speaks for veterans, let's look here on the screen in his interview with the Epoch Times. All of my friends and family who were enlisted in the military, they didn't take an oath to a Democrat president or Republican president. They took an oath to serve and protect and uphold the Constitution of the United States. Then what are you doing, Kyle? You shouldn't speak for veterans. You're not a veteran. I just want to remind you of that. But what are you in bed with these people for? You know, you're a smart guy. You have successful businesses. You have great skill when it comes to knowing your audience and stuff like that. You should be using your powers for good, not for ramping up your bullying by having a bunch of poll watchers show up or going around on Facebook and bullying people from your own pedestal that you've put yourself on. So, in closing, I want you to know, Kyle, if we ever meet in person, I'm a really kind guy. And you seem like a really smart guy. I'm sure that we are a lot closer on issues than you might think. I just believe we might have been tricked into hating each other. Now, I do ask you to do the American thing and step away from people like Michael Flynn, but that's your own personal choice. And I respect your freedom, and I respect the commentary that you made, even in a private space like Facebook. I still respect your First Amendment. So, if you hear this message, thank you for watching. Anybody else who's watching, do what you can when you get bullied. Stand up for yourself, stand up for other people, be a voice for the voiceless, and don't ever back down. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day.